Hello everyone, I am Rigam Pratila and today I will be presenting my project titled RecipeBook, a modern, responsive and fully Dockerized Flask web application. RecipeBook is designed to help users to store, organize and manage their favorite recipes all in one place. Whether you are home cook or food enthusiast, this app acts as your personal digital recipe manager where you can easily edit, add, view and delete recipes. Key focus of this project was to combine web development, database management, and containerization using Docker to demonstrate how full stack web app can be efficiently developed and deployed. Now let's explore the web app itself. When you first open the application in your browser, you are greeted with modern loading page designed using HTML, CSS and Flask templates. The homepage welcomes user and briefly describes purpose of recipe book. It also lists key features such as adding new recipes, viewing all saved recipes, editing or deleting recipes, built-in search function, and glass morphism theme with dark mode support. Now on clicking view all recipes, user can browse through all their saved recipes. Each recipe shows its name, ingredients, instruction, rating and a short review. From here, user can also edit recipe, delete recipe, add to favorites or export the data if needed. Add or edit recipe. When adding the recipe, user fill in recipe, name, ingredients, instruction, rating, and an optional review. This data is stored inside the DB using SQL queries handled by Flask backend logic. So technologies used in frontend are HTML for structure, CSS for layout and dark themed UI, Jinja to templates to dynamically insert recipe data, JavaScript for interactivity and user feedback. Backend and DB. Backend is built with Flask, lightweight Python, web deployment. All grades are defined in backend app.py. The app connects to SQLite DB, where each recipe has ID, name, ingredients, instruction, rating, and review. In Dockerfile, I defined base image, copied all project files into container, installed dependencies from requirement.txt, exposed port 5000, and finally set command to python app.py. Docker compose.yml file simplifies container management. It defines service name, build context related to it. It also allows port mapping like single port from 5000 to 5000, persistent volume to save data even if container restart. It sends command to python app.py. It also add custom network for clean isolation. Now let's talk about Docker integration. Docker integration basically makes the project truly deployable from anywhere by simply running the command docker compose up. Docker automatically builds the image and starts the recipe book container. So as you can see in my project, I have used Docker volume. Volume in Docker are used to process data generated and used by containers. They allow data to exist independently of containers lifecycle, meaning it won't be lost when a container stop or is removed. Volumes are managed by Docker and can be shared between multiple containers for consistent data storage. Similarly, I have used Docker network. Docker network enable communication between containers and between containers and hosts the system. They provide isolation, security, and flexibility in how containers interact. Common network types include bridge, host, overlay, each designed for different deployment and connectivity. As you can see, I have also used single container Docker. A single container Docker setups runs one application or service per container following the microservice principle. It packages the app with all dependencies, ensuring consistency across environments. This setup is simple to build, deploy, and manage, ideal for lightweight or standalone applications. However, it offers limited scalability compared to multi-container architectures. So to conclude, RecipeBook demonstrates how full-stack web app can be efficiently developed and containerized using Flask and Docker. So in future enhancement, I plan to add user authentication, login and registration, and allow recipe images uploads, add recipe categorization, use a cloud database like PostgreSQL, and finally deploy this Docker container to AWS or Azure. With this enhancement, RecipeBook can evolve into a complete cloud-based personal cooking assistant.